Let's officially kick it off. FDS-7, the 7th FilDev Summit. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. It's been like 2 years, 7 FilDev Summits. We've been busy. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff. If it's your first FilDev Summit and you are like, what is this thing? Why are we having this? The purpose of this is to have a collaborative, co-working event for the Filecoin community where we can workshop new ideas, exchange new opportunities, share knowledge, tackle really hard problems together. This is not a big, fancy, public, show all of the cool new stuff we're doing. This is a get down in the weeds and workshop the things that need to go better, the areas that we need to form alignment on between different people in the community and grow this ecosystem and all of our capacity to do more. So bring your problems, bring your ideas, bring the things you're really excited about, and let's work on them here together. And also, if you're here for the first time, don't expect a lot of shiny, fancy, beautiful stuff. Come join us at Deepin Day to see the really shiny presentations of the stuff we've been working on. And instead here, expect to be pulled into the weeds. You are part of this community by showing up here, and we are excited to work with you to improve this ecosystem. If you are coming from a user perspective, amazing. Let's talk about all of the ways that we can better serve and support people who are using and benefiting from Filecoin. If you're coming from an ecosystem builder perspective, also awesome. This is about improving the technology, improving interop so that we can actually make these tools work better for real people. And hopefully, out of this gathering, we build a lot of momentum as a community. We align with each other on the roadmaps for things we want to do next. And we have those high bandwidth in-person conversations and make the relationships that are gonna help us move these ideas forward. So that's why we have these summits. Some goals for things we do. We wanna make Filecoin better, faster. So make our improvements, explore ideas together. So help workshop and quickly move through things that would take weeks of async work to get on the same page, catalyze action, push things from like, well, I've been thinking about maybe this idea to like, awesome, we're gonna go do this together and it's gonna be great. So let's go and build that sort of alignment and the relationships around them. Like we are a community and we are as strong as the bonds that pulled us together and help us solve problems together. So let's deepen those relationships that allow us to get shit done. Let's learn some new things. We're also an incredibly diverse community. People have different expertise on all of these different tables. So let's use that time to share ideas and share knowledge that might not be accessible to people when we're distributed all around the world and working over Zoom or over Slack or over GitHub or wherever it is. And last but not least, we are here in Buenos Aires. We're here with the amazing Aleph Hub. It's an opportunity for us to grow our community, to invite more people into this space and help them feel capable and connected into making Filecoin better and being a part of this community. So it's also space for us to onboard more people and enable new perspectives to help shape the work we're doing. As we've mentioned, there's been a lot of FilDev Summits so far. Each FilDev Summit is slightly different. It's focused on the critical needs, problems, and open questions for the Filecoin community to talk about right now, especially from a development, R&D, road mapping, execution, action-oriented perspective. We are going to be designing and making changes to how we work as a group and to the core protocols and technical tools that we build in this environment. And so you can see how it's changed over time from kind of the earliest FilDev summits in Singapore and Iceland. We were talking about like, the path to fast finality. And then, kind of in FDS-5 and 6, it was like, launching fast finality and improving access to fast finality. So things deliver into the network and change. Last FDS-6 in Toronto, we focused a lot on product market fit, client onboarding, how to bring deals on chain in the Filecoin ecosystem. We discussed how to coordinate across different groups in order to push on that. We talked about on-ramp alignment and economic growth. And we set ourselves some key goals that we wanted to achieve during FDS-7 in Toronto. And so we had a number of goals around clients. This is my rough grading of the things we did around staffing working groups to focus on mapping and onboarding top client kind of like markets or ICPs, ideal customer profiles. So we have two, maybe three of those. So we're partway there. Identifying and unblocking top-of-funnel growth strategies. We've done a lot of identifying and unblocking. I'll talk about that on the next slide. Creating roadmaps for driving on-chain paid deals, and then start executing on them. We did a lot of that. We made a lot of improvements to our tech stack around aligning on what we were then calling FWS, Filecoin Web Services, which we now call FOC, the Filecoin On-Chain Cloud. So if you are at all confused about three-letter acronyms, I apologize, but FWS is now FOC, aka Filecoin On-Chain Cloud, and there's a lot of work both on building that roadmap, scaling it with the service provider community, building blueprints around how services work, and then making sure it is accessible into other ecosystems through cross-chain interop and things like that. Lots of good conversations on economic side. These are kind of like still work in progress. We have much more workshop proposals. We have ideas that were maybe percolated at Toronto that have now congealed into specific proposals, and now our conversation is how to align on and start executing on some of those proposals. And then from a community standpoint, we've definitely taken a much faster iterative approach to L1 development and evolution. We've also been iterating on kind of how we participate in both governance and coordination across teams, and refining some of the metrics and dashboards that we use to evaluate how well we're doing. So a quick summary of some of the things that we have achieved in the past 6 months since FDS-7 in Toronto. There's now a 50 plus, I was looking at the Slack channels and people who are attending major meetings, 50 plus person working group that's been focused on the Web3 builder group, building Filecoin on-chain cloud and bringing that to market. There was a whole series of product discovery calls that were run, 20 plus different interviews that were done with different portfolios of personas to better understand needs and pain points onboarding on Filecoin. There is since when FDS-7 happened, we have done design, building, and launch for a new Filecoin storage and retrieval flow that is offering warm storage on-chain with a usable SDK with real-time USDFC stablecoin payments and that's 6 months. And to go from there to now, it's live on calibration, going on mainnet shortly, and onboarded a community of more than 100 early builders, building on top of that with a whole ton of groups. So that's pretty exciting. That's pretty fast movement for us as a community. It's been a lot of sprinting for folks who are involved in that working group, but pretty awesome. There's also the Warp Speed SP competition that's helping onboard storage providers, aka now service providers, to operating within that new storage and retrieval flow. We also shipped a Filecoin-powered IPFS pinning service. I don't want to take away Jenny's thunder of getting people to go and try out pin.filecoin.cloud, but really exciting to build that smooth interop flow between storing data on IPFS and making sure it is replicated and hosted by a global community of Filecoin storage providers. The latest network version 27 had a lot of improvements to both F3 fast finality and removing a lot of kind of like cruft and overhead in the protocol to simplify and remove outdated functions, which makes it easier to work on core protocol things, more approachable for more people, which is awesome. There's a couple of new crypto economics proposals that we are aiming to continue workshopping and hopefully land on pathways forward here around increasing locking and on-ramp alignment. And there's now a awesome metrics dashboard, KPI dashboard that David Gask has created, helping us track our ongoing KPIs, and a new practice of using weekly business reviews to talk about things that are going great, things that need help, and identify risks and resolve them. So it's a lot of improvements just in the last 6 months of work in this community. So thinking about now, about who here attended or watched asynchronously the virtual kickoff sessions for FDS? almost everyone, not 100%, so we still have some improvement to do there. But you will find up on YouTube all of these videos with really valuable updates and knowledge sharing about core areas of Filecoin that we're going to now dive into working on today. So if you are going to be going to the Filecoin on-chain cloud deep dive tracks tomorrow, please watch some of these talks with demos and workshops and deep dives into what has been being built here and where we need help going forward to continue making that awesome. If you're going to be coming to some of the PGF funding workshops, make sure that you watch the talks by Sejal, Tom, and others so that you have that existing context going into those deep dive workshops. If you're going to be talking about the deep dives tomorrow on kind of SLAs and bringing those on chain and retrieval monitoring, there's also a lot of great talks here. So definitely, if you haven't already seen these, dive into the YouTube channel. There's a lot of good things. You can watch them on 2x. Almost all of these are like 15 to 20-minute talks on 2x. They're less than 10 minutes. So there's no excuse. You definitely should grab these and use it to learn about the in-progress work that we're now going to turn into real-time work. So a couple of things that we're aiming to do in this time together. Today, we are all together here in this room. A lot of work will be having some of the top line items that we collectively need to align on more as a community and kind of make sure we have broad visibility and the general buy-in, ability to ask questions, but also give confidence to people who are, striding forward on iterating on governance, striding forward on new tokenomics proposals, et cetera. The alignment with this ecosystem so that they can keep building and actually move into the next steps of implementation. There's a lot of time for us to be actually scoping and workshopping the next chunks of work that we're going to be doing, workshopping those kind of improvement execution plans. So not just how do we do it, but when do we do it and who's going to work on it? And then also on our last day, we have more time to kind of take a step back and talk across teams at kind of a market level on the overall roadmaps and the sort of resourcing and funding that we're going to need to kind of put to bear as an ecosystem on making those improvements happen. So a couple of proposed goals and focuses for this FilDev Summit. For a lot of the folks that are working on kind of core technical building blocks, there's a lot of opportunities around Filecoin on-chain cloud, working on the opportunities to expand the offering, onboard more builders, SPs, on-ramps, and go-to-market partners, and then workshopping improvements, iterations, and new service architectures. On the growth side, we have a number of workshops on onboarding pipelines and also around SLAs and making sure that we have good ways to measure, incentivize, and push all participants in the Filecoin network to be offering really good SLAs to end users. On the PGF side, we have 2, maybe 3 really awesome workshops. We have a number of PGF ecosystem researchers that are coming to workshop with us so that Filecoin can be a place that is pioneering and really putting to bear the tip of our PGF tools with Pro PGF, Retro PGF, and better PGF oriented structures where the Filecoin network can own and iterate on its kind of endowment and allocation from a public good funding perspective and aligning on the path forward there. We have some important workshops around how we coordinate across teams, how we recognize and work on new improvements and align on our go-to-market roadmap and priorities for the beginning of next year so that we know what to work on with each other and we also can feed that into the next rounds of public good funding in the Filecoin ecosystem. And last but not least, a lot of time to connect, discuss, build shared context while we're here in person and we're able to have really high bandwidth conversations. So this is where we are in our schedule. This is a slightly different view. You can see that this here, yeah, you can see my thing. This is day 1. We are just finishing up our welcome and kickoff. We are going to be all together today. We are going to go right from here into state of the network, challenges, opportunities, grounding ourselves in the metrics and data on where we are as a community and where we need to focus our time, talking about some of the challenges, opportunities. Go from there into a little workshop around how our improvements in PMF have been updating us in different markets. We're going to get an awesome update from Jennifer right before lunch on the Filecoin on-chain cloud and everything that you can go and start playing with here today. And then in the afternoon, we have a deeper dive into current and future markets for Filecoin on-chain cloud, updates to Filecoin governance, a new governance token proposal from Tom, and then work around how we coordinate between each other and how our funding pathways need to tie into that. And then we wrap up in here at 5:30 and on Friday and Saturday, we're going to have kind of different breakout deep dive tracks, workshopping different improvements. So we're going to have our Filecoin on-chain cloud track that will be happening in here tomorrow, all day, deep dive conversations. It's going to get technical. It's going to get messy. We're going to be talking about all of the things that we want to be improving and why. And so if you are excited about Filecoin on-chain cloud, this is going to be the room for you. In the quiet zone, so on the other side of the building, we're going to be having our track mostly focused on kind of SLA performance, scaling how we incentivize and reward kind of both retrievals, but generally high quality service by storage providers, how we grow kind of our funding of the Filecoin data commons, and some more deep dives into network performance and metrics. So we'll be getting ProBlab give us a deeper dive into some of the analysis they've done. And then we'll be talking with some folks who are running Filecoin funds and kind of like overall value distribution programs to have some Q&A and feedback time for them to connect with the Filecoin community. In the amphitheater, so in between here and the quiet zone, that will kind of be our space to talk more about governance, talk more about public good funding. We'll be having a number of those researchers come join us and kind of pitch to us strategies that we can use for effectively allocating public goods funding in the Filecoin ecosystem. So we'll have that in the afternoon. And then the last day, we have lots more breakouts in the morning. This space will be really a place we're inviting a number of folks from the wider Web3 community to come and talk about how their projects are interconnecting with Filecoin. We'll have a number of AI talks. We'll have a number of DPIN talks. We'll be talking about X402 and payments in Filecoin. So it'll be a great place to kind of bring more folks together. Danny's going to be giving a great talk on how to find your way around the Filecoin verse. And so that will be in this room. And over in the quiet zone, we're going to be having a lot more Filecoin on-chain cloud, deep dives, breakouts, all the conversations that we didn't get to tomorrow. We'll somehow finish them on Friday or on Saturday, and that's our goal. In the afternoon, in the quiet zones, we'll be doing a number of kind of road mapping breakouts so that we can align on our next steps and talk about how resourcing, coordination and planning, and we'll do our wrap up in here at the end of the day. So there's your lightning tour of the different talks and organizations. Again, join Floor's Google Calendar. That will be a great way to orient yourself and stay on top of all of the many, many events and workshops that are happening. Okay, some last final goals of what I really hope we get out of this PhilDev Summit so we can grade it at the end of the next PhilDev Summit. Let's use this time to build momentum, alignment, clarity on next steps around Filecoin on-chain cloud markets, feature requirements, go-to-market strategy. Let's use this time to align on new tools, incentives, and go-to-market strategies for client onboarding, from SLA requirements to new on-ramps and new ways to support different markets. Building more deeply with Filecoin. Let's ideate and workshop some of these kind of more core revolutionary changes to Filecoin systems, economics, governance, rewards, cross-team coordination. Let's innovate on Filecoin PGF and make sure that our systems can accelerate velocity for all of the members here. Identify roadmap and resource super high ROI projects. So this is, if you have a great idea and it's been bopping around in your head, this is your opportunity to build some cross Filecoin community alignment on why that's a really important new improvement, and hopefully gain some collaborators and resources to help work on it in 2026. And last but very much not least, connect, collaborate, welcome new community members, and have a great time as a group. So with that, I want to do one last thing, which is, if it is your very first PhilDev Summit that you are attending in person, can you please stand up? Yeah, please. We're going to just do some super quick intros. If you weren't in Toronto, you weren't in Singapore, you weren't amazing, this is our opportunity to welcome you. Welcome. First round of applause for our new folks. And we'd love to do some quick intros so that we get to know you. So it's super quick, like not even 30 seconds. Name, where you live, what you work on, and what brings you to FDS Summit.
My name is Dennis. Oh, sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Dennis. I live in Germany. I work for ProbeLab. We're doing network measurement metrics. Yeah, and that's it. I'm part of Filecoin.
Hi, everyone. Myself, Aryan. I work in Forest with ChainSafe.
Hi, my name is Michael. I live in Montreal, Canada. I work at Filecoin Foundation as the head of governance, and I'm excited to be here to talk about governance with all of you.
Hello, I'm Jakub. I'm from Poland. We've got a team in Neti working with MPG on everything that is connected to compliance. Thank you.
Hi, I'm James. I live in New York, and I'm the new CFO at Filecoin Foundation.
Over here. Hola.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Freeborn. I'm from Nigeria. First time here. I'm the founder of Web3 Worry, a community of blockchain and smart contract developers. My first time here. My first call-outs basically introduced me to Web3, so I joined the space and really, really excited to be here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John. I presented at Virtual FDS, so I feel like I'm kind of half not new now. CDO at Fiddle, working with MPG. I'm from Cambridge, but currently living in Barcelona.
Hi, Srđan, coming from Serbia, working with Phil Beam on trying to fix retrievals in Filecoin and Web3 storage networks, whatever.
Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm from Brazil. I'm working at X Labs together with Gil, and we were part of the alpha cohorts with the Cha-Ching project.
Hey, I'm Gil. I'm based in Zurich, Switzerland. We're working together at a project called Cha-Ching. One of the first guys really using Filecoin on-chain cloud, like SDKs and everything. So I think we can give some feedback, And I'm here to learn and also to work with governance and everyone here. Thank you.
Millie, Shuki, you were standing
I think
up.
you have one
Get
more
Shuki
person.
the microphone.
Shuki. Sorry, Shuki, you're very important in here.
No worries. Hi, I'm Shuki Binyamin. I'm based in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm working on the coordination and our effort to reach PMF. And I'm excited to talk to you about later today about the pods, the WBRs, and all the proposals that we have to improve our coordination and reach PMF. So nice to meet you all.
Awesome. Amazing.
Thank you.
And if you're building on Filecoin and you want to talk to people more from a product, Shuki is our stand-in representative from the product discovery calls. So you can go chat more with Shuki about all of your wants and needs and dreams for making Filecoin better as a product and a place to build on. All right. So with that, huge thank you to everyone who's going to be speaking or running workshops here over the next 3 days. It's awesome to get this community together. It takes a lot to pull together many, many years of thinking in some cases and onboard this ecosystem as co-builders. So big thank you to everyone here who's going to be presenting, speaking, facilitating discussions, conversations. Hopefully you all get your computers out and participate in this as well, because this is a very, very interactive environment where we're going to be workshopping a lot of ideas together. So don't expect to be talked at nearly as much as you are being talked at this morning. We're going to be spending a lot more time talking to each other.